Hey guys, welcome to your first benchmarking video. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Casper. The point of these benchmarking videos is to walk you through our examples and tell you what insights we found when using the tools and methods described in the theory. We will discuss cases from projects we have worked on in the past to show you how designers interpret the data from the canvases. So let's have a look.
I did my stakeholder map on a project I worked on for emergency medical services. There are a lot of problems in this sector, and a stakeholder map helps figure out who's involved and how. In this example, you can see I mapped out all the different parties involved, directly or indirectly. When an ambulance is called, I started with direct users, which are the paramedics and the patients. Then we expand out to the direct stakeholders, people who are directly affected by the service, such as receiving hospitals and the family and the dispatch agent. Finally, we look at indirect stakeholders, those who are not immediately involved in the service but who are still affected by it, such as the municipality, whose reputation might suffer from poor emergency services. Next, you want to start building connections. Which stakeholders are interacting with each other and how? What I found was that there was a lot of problems with communication, especially between the paramedics, dispatch, and the receiving hospitals.
All right. I looked at a case from an air cargo shipping company. The company was not able to keep the track of all their cargo, and they asked us to analyze the process. When we looked at the image and at our ideas, we see that the direct users are the management, the engineers in the warehouse, and the customer service employees that are in direct contact with the clients. In the second ring are all the parties that control an airport and that transport the cargo. So the below-the-wing staff, the receiving transport trucks need to be informed about the cargo and its location, and the warehouse needs to know when, where, and how to store the cargo. In this case, the third indirect stakeholder circle focuses on the clients, or even the clients of clients from the cargo industry. In this case, there were multiple indirect stakeholders, such as livestock, personal packaging delivery, storage warehouses, and industry. And in this case, industry is a different collective term for different cargo branches, for example, fresh food, medical equipment, or heavy machinery. Now, if we look at what we gain from this canvas, it is clear to see that the number of stakeholders that can be involved in the process is high. Having this many stakeholders involved also means that the technologies used in the process differ a lot. Two shippers might use different softwares in their pallets, which will result in miscommunication.
Finally, some tips to help if you're stuck. First, get physical and visual. Print out the templates and use sticky notes when first starting.
This helps you if you decide to make changes. Also think deeply on your relevant stakeholders. There may be some that you don't even expect.
Think about who is affected by changes. Something as small as a policy change can have enormous effects on stakeholders you don't expect.
Finally, if you have any additional questions, check out the forum on edX. We monitor it daily and answer as many questions as possible.
See you next time.